Grand Risings, welcome to today's episode. Yesterday is a day that every day should be like. And I'm not saying it's going to be the same or whatever. However, the events that unfolded yesterday are exactly what I'm referring to this year. Lollapalooza. All. The way it unfolded was I got a phone call. I received a phone call from a longtime friend of mine. You know, we're good businessmen. We're going back and forth, giving each other words of advice. We're giving each other encouragement. We're sharpening each other's sword. As we're talking, one of his, we'll say, one of his mentees or his, partners gets on the phone. Now all three of us are having a conversation, and then we're talking about some stuff that people don't know about, and people don't have the capacity to know about. So this is stuff that's expanding our capacity. So we're on the phone for hours, at least an hour or two. And then I had previously set up a meeting, an introduction between a friend of mine who's a photographer and a friend of mine who's a photo studio. I'm saying because I'm like, these two people should meet. There's probably some good out there. So shout out Marcus at Persona Pusher. Shout out Jack Chapman. It's two great guys who do quality work. And the way it unfolded was the way I unfolded was after the conversation naturally ended between myself, my associate, and his associate. I set up the conversation and shout out E, Doobie, and Day's older brother. Starts with a T. Tay. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. We set up and went to Marcus's photo studio. Great location, wonderful space, and as I'm there, I'm introducing Marcus and Jack, and they're having a great conversation. Me and Marcus have known each other, probably since 2 weeks. I met him at one of my shows. Good guy. Then Marcus introduces myself and Jack to Darian, who's an artist in the same area, metropolitan area. So we go over there. We're having a good conversation with Darian and with Marcus. And Darian is showing me his art pieces. He's got an art show coming up on Sunday. He's selling about 85 pieces. And Darian showed me this huge piece. And it was in the sign of Taurus. And I'm like, whoa. I made a couple of videos ago about, the North Node just moving into Taurus. And this is the exhibiting piece in his studio. I'm looking at it like, Marcus says, and I'm quoting Marcus because I just talked about it, that this piece is so big, it can only fit in a mansion. And that's exactly how I feel about everything I'm doing, that I'm building. So what we do, Darian and I are having a great conversation. We're talking about life, love, women, friends. The studio that they're in is also a great place to do music videos and let them know that, I'm shooting a music video on Saturday. And then also that at the flooring company. So that flooring company can come through and put some, laminate hardwood, vinyl, tile, wherever they need in their, facility. And these guys as businessmen, they keep that in mind. And Marcus says there's a lead there. Right. So then Marcus and I, we go back to his original studio, and him and I are chopping it up. We're talking. I'm helping him move a couple things, and his actual space is very comfortable. He's letting us know, what his rates are and how we can promote that, and how we can, expose um, his venue to other people. So from there, I simply, we go there and then we leave out. And then naturally, as time unfolded, Jack had told me about an event, a real estate event that was that night. So since I'm already wearing my clothes, which you saw me wearing yesterday, well, now I changed into my suit. I already changed into my suit. We moved on over. I moved on over to the real estate event. So I went from the art photo scene to the real estate scene. Was there having a great conversation, talking about my brokerage business, talking about agents who are in the business, and what it takes for someone to actually be a client, which is they need to have an understanding of myself and my business before we can begin business, because we're guiding them. So they can't, correct. That's I'm not. So I'm going to speak on that. Made some great connections, had some really good conversations, and I talked with this one man. He's an investor, similar to myself. He told me a lot of different things about private education. So I'm going to be buying Bouvier's Law Dictionary to go along with my supplementing my readings of Black's and Collier's. And it's so interesting. He's also well read and versed in Black's Law Dictionary and a couple of other pieces like the House of Morgan and some things that having to do with civil law and legal law and legal and lawful, which are two different things. And he was describing to us, exactly what the differences were between those and how we can use them to our benefit in this American corporation system. So that's something that me and him are definitely going to be having a lot of great conversations, because, you meet a person like that, they change the trajectory of your entire life. And I could tell, immediately talking to him that was the type of person he was. And he was saying, I'm open-minded, so we can always have these conversations that are really like, private type of conversations that, everything he does is in a trust. I'm familiar. I know what a trust is and how how that works. So he's where I can be clearly in front of me as an investor, as a businessman, all of those things. And he's also a really great guy, easy to talk to, down to earth, humble. So I'm shouting him out. And then from there, Jack told me about this bar scene we went to. Yeah, we rode to the bar scene. Went inside, had a lot of great conversations with a lot of girls. Was talking with them, just politicking, being social, giving them all kinds of good conversation and looks and such. And then we went upstairs to the second floor in the bar, which was the actual club room. Was in there talking, having a great time. Changed locations again. Went to the place next door, which was it was like a blue bar lounge. So then my friend Jack left, and then I went back to the first bar we went to. Went up in there and was just relaxing, having a good time, sitting on the couch, having some more conversation. Then I went home. And this is probably about 3 a.m. And I'll be honest with you. Oh yeah. I didn't all was provided. All was provided with grace and ease. And every day is going to continue to be like that, more and more like that, because I'm trusting. I'm walking on faith, and these videos are just remembrances. So every day is, it's getting better and better. And I literally, from moment to moment to moment to moment, time was never a factor. It was the emotions of the moment that moved us to the next location. And that's how we did it. And that's how it's going to continue to happen. Because again, like I said, am I ever going to stop playing the game? No. No. A day like yesterday is only going to get better because it's going to increase, it's going to accrete, which may mean instead of me and Jack driving, now there's 3 of us, 4 of us, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of us who are going out, making these connections, going to these places, politicking and networking, socializing. And instead of it being me and him, now it's me and him and her. 2 women we met at this event will follow us to the next event. And it will increase as my attractiveness increases. That will naturally occur and people will start following along. Because as the night unfolded, we could have potentially gone back to Photo Riot and done photo shoots with any girl who was interested in us, introducing her to Persona Pusher. And that is how a night like that continues to get better and better, because with the artistry, it's late night. So I can already see it. I'm just, I'm putting the bug out there in my own ear, and next thing you know, it's gonna appear, right?